Building a camper van looks incredible on Instagram, but nobody's showing you the harsh reality of this foundational part of the build. So today we're going to be wrestling the absolute headache of framing out curved van walls. And if you get this crucial step wrong, right now your entire build will rattle, squeak and literally shake itself apart the second you hit a pothole or a rough patch on the road or motorway. Now, I've had a few comments recently on this channel telling me that I'm not a professional van building expert. And you know what? They are right on the money. I don't want to claim to be some self-proclaimed van guru. What I am is a working tradesman. I've been on the tools doing carpentry and joinery and heavy building work for about 26 years now. To me, a van isn't just some mystical puzzle or alien spacecraft. It's simply a tiny house on wheels that experiences a minor earthquake every time you drive down the street. Now, I don't care about those fancy internet titles. I care about solving problems quickly, working efficiently and building structures that actually survive the real world. So today I'm going to show you exactly how I approach the scribing, cutting and securing rock solid timber frame inside a metal box that doesn't have a single straight line in it. I'm also going to share a massive misconception about stopping damp and mould in the van that most people get completely wrong. But first, we need to get these vertical battens all packed out properly on the wall. Now let's get straight into it. Now, when you look at the bare metal of a van, especially around those window panels, it looks flat at a glance, but it's a total trap. It goes outward and undulates. Now, I've already got my main vertical batten secured to the structural metal ribs. Now, at this stage of the process, I'm not going to be driving any more screws directly into the van's metal framework. Now, what we are doing here instead is taking smaller offcuts and blocks of timber and screwing them directly onto the existing timbers. Now, this lets us pack off the frame incrementally and bring everything out perfectly flush and level across the entire side of the vehicle. Now, instead of fighting those natural curves of the van, we're going to be shaping the wood to work with. Now, I'm using an electric planer to take the back edge off these timber packing pieces. Now, by shaving off just a few millimeters strategically, the wood naturally aligns with our base frame without any tension. It will sit dead flush before I even drive a screw home. Now, that is the ultimate secret to a rattle-free van. If you don't have to force the timber to fit, it won't fight to break free later down the line, will it? Now, I'm going to be pre-drilling everything as I go. When you've been doing joinery for over 2 decades, you learn quickly that splitting a piece of timber because you were too bloody impatient to grab a drill bit costs you 10 times longer to fix. So we pre-drill our packers, line them up precisely with the base timber and drive our fixings in securely. This framework is the true skeleton of the entire build. Your insulation, your vapor barrier, your interior cladding and the overhead cabinets are all going to hang off this wood. Now, if the framework is flimsy, everything you build on top of it will eventually fail. So we measure twice, pack it out level and lock it down nice and solid. Now, figuring out the exact dimensions, where to put your framework and how to route your electrical and plumbing systems, it can feel completely overwhelming. I get asked all the time for the exact measurements, gauge and schematics I use on my own builds. So I've taken all the guesswork out of the equation for you. Now, I've put together a complete 30-page Peugeot Boxer Conversion Blueprint. It has every single visual schematic, structural layout and phase by phase checklist that you're going to need, all based on solid proven principles. And I've just dropped the price to $9.99. For less than a tenner, You get the exact step-by-step roadmap to avoid costly mistakes that could easily set you back hundreds or even thousands in ruined materials. And honestly, picking up a copy of this blueprint is the absolute best way you can support me and support this channel directly. It takes a massive amount of time to film, edit and put these builds together for you guys. When you grab the blueprint for $9.99, you are directly helping me keep the lights on and keep these detailed videos coming. The link is down in the description below, and I massively appreciate every single one of you guys that grabs a copy. Right, back to the build. We've got a massive horizontal span to tackle next. Now, getting the base timber fixed to the metal ribs was step one, but packing it off to create horizontal frames across the top and bottom of the window lines is where the van really starts to test your patience. You have factory welds, uneven metal lips and 0 square corners to deal with. This is where the multi-tool becomes your absolute best mate in the workshop. Sometimes a piece of timber sits proud by just 2mm or uneven factory seam. You can't just leave it, because your final wall panels will bow out and look terrible. So we notch it out cleanly. A big part of professional trade work isn't just knowing how to cut wood, it's knowing how to read the material in front of you and adapt. So you offer a piece up to your existing frame, you look closely at where it's catching, you take it down, make the micro adjustment, and then you offer it up again. It's a slow process that requires a lot of patience. And look, let's be totally honest with each other. It doesn't matter if you have 26 days or 26 years of experience under your belt. Sometimes things just want to fight you. You measure perfectly, you make the cut, and the metal of the van just says nope. It gets frustrating. You'll have moments out here where you generally want to throw your tools right out the back door. Now when that happens, just take a step back for a second, take a breath, look at the problem mechanically. What is stopping this piece of wood from sitting flush? Is it a rogue rivet? Is it an awkward curve? Find that friction point, remove it and move on. Don't rush it, because your interior cladding is going to reveal every single sin you commit right now. Now, I promised you a tip about damp and mould, and this is crucial on a build like this. Now remember, this is a minibus conversion. It has glass windows running all the way around the vehicle. On a build with this much glass surface area, you are never going to completely eliminate the condensation. The laws of physics simply won't allow it. Cold glass meets warm internal air and moisture will form on those panes. But what we can do, and what we do everything in our power to achieve, is prevent that moisture from getting trapped behind the walls and destroying the build from the inside out. A lot of people think the only way to stop rust inside your van walls is by taping every single seam to the point where your van looks like a spaceship. Here is the reality of the physics. Preventing mould and rot behind your boards relies entirely on adequate airflow and stopping warm air inside the van from ever touching the bare metal. When we pack off this frame, we are creating a defined cavity. When the insulation goes in, its job is to create a true thermal break between the living space and the outer shell. By framing it out properly, leaving no mere metal exposed to the living space behind the panels, and ensuring the van's cavity can actually breathe, we prevent the moisture from settling where it can do damage. Now the glass will sweat, but the structure, timber on the walls will stay dry. It's basic building science, and your van needs to follow the exact same logic. And there it is. The window framework is locked in tight, packed off level from our base timbers and absolutely solid. we're giving ourselves a perfect flat surface to mount our final interior walls to, without putting any unnecessary stress on the vehicle's metalwork. If you want the exact dimensions, system layouts and step-by-step guides for everything else in this van, don't forget to grab that blueprint for $9.99. The link will be down in the description. Again, it is the best way to support the channel and it saves you a massive amount of guesswork. So drop a comment below if you've ever lost your temper trying to frame a curved van wall. I know I just did. Hit that follow and subscribe button so you don't miss the next phase of the build.